Question 16. In a tin of baked beans, the weight of beans to the weight of tomatoes to the weight of the other ingredients is 3 to 2 to 1. There's 150 grams of tomatoes in the tin. First thing I'm going to do is write out beans, tomatoes and other, and the ratio, which was 3 to 2 to 1. And that just reminds me what each part stood for, which element. Now I know that those two parts was 150 grams full because it says 150 grams of tomatoes in the tin. 150 grams of tomatoes was 2 parts. Now if 2 parts is 150, I can work out that 1 part is half of that, which is 75. I can then work out that 3 parts is 3 times this, 3 times that 1 part. 75 times 3 is 225. My answer is 225 grams. 1 mark for saying this, 1 part. 2nd mark for finding 225. Question 17. Riddington and Greenock are 2 small villages. The population of Riddington has increased from 80 people to 120 people. The population of Greenock has decreased from 200 to 120. Show that Riddington has had the greater percentage change in the population. Now again, it's given us it's told us what to expect, so we need to make sure that we find that. So I split my page in half to do my workings out, and I've got Riddington has gone from 120 to 80 people, which is a change of 40 people. And that's, to find the percentage, I've got 40 people out of the 80 original. On my calculator, 40 divided by 80 is 105, is 0.5. 0.5 times 100 to get it as a percentage is 50%, because it's talking about percentage change, 50%. And Greenock, I've got 200 people and went down to 120 people. So the change there was of 80 people. That's a change of 80 out of 200 people. And on a calculator, I do 80 divided by 200, which would give me 0.4. To turn that into a percentage, I times it by 100, which is 40%. And it's just saying now, show that Riddington has a greater percentage change in its population.
Still gonna do our makeup.
Show that Riddington's got the greater percentage change. Sorry about that, that's my darling niece. So 50% is greater than 40%. You can leave it like this, but you have to put a conclusion there. If you don't put that conclusion, you won't get the final mark. And question 18, Andy flies from the UK to Japan. His plane ticket costs £554. He then flies from Japan to Australia. His plane ticket costs 70,140 Japanese yen. The exchange rate is £1, which is 140 Japanese yen. Layla flies from the UK to Australia. Her plane ticket costs 1,860 Australian dollars. The exchange rate is $1 Australian dollar is 0.60. Who pays more to fly? First thing I've done is wrote Andy, and the first part of his flight cost him £544, and I'm going to convert this all to pounds because I'm familiar with that. Next, he pays 70,140 yen, but for every 140 yen, that's £1. So I'm going to do 70,140 divided by 140. That gives me 501. First mark. Second mark comes from adding them together to get his total cost, which was £1,055. Layla, she paid 1,860 Australian dollars, and every Australian dollar is worth 62 pence. So I'm going to times that by 0.62, which gives me £1,153.20. There's my third mark. And my final mark, again, is my conclusion. Layla pays more for her flight to Australia. Layla pays this much, which is greater than 1,055. And for those that were wondering, yes, I am going to do her makeup later.